because my son right now really wants to know mother tongue. But for me, it was a subject in class. We were the last generation before the government said there's no mother tongue. So I remember nursery school ilikuwa chini ya mti. Nice memories, enjoyable memories. Tulikuwa tunacheza na fair. Nice memories. Imburusi is called a sling. Kwetu tuko tunaita imburusi, you know. Those are things that even right now when I take my son back at home, but I easy feel coming. So it was good to be a child without responsibility, just having fun. My teenage years, upon life ilianza kuwa complicated because I remember now is when umeanza kujua ni nani, you're looking to do so much, and at the same time you feel like you're confused in between. Are you a grown up or are you still a young boy? And then of course, as you know from my culture, after circumcision and all that, now it means you need to go and build your own house, start living, you move out from your mother's house. And then at the same time, that's when I went to high school. I remember my first time joining Form 1. That's the first time nilivaa official shoe kuingia shule. Blisters 1 week because mguu ilikuwa inakanyaga hivi from nikienda shule every day. So mguu imezoea kukaa hivi. By the time naingia tinavaa, I need to wear a shoe, an official shoe, ni fit hizo vidole zote huko ndani. In that shoe, it was blunder. Blisters for 1 week. Torture. But I enjoyed because most of my teenagehood nilimalizia Chebusi High School. It was in Luyaland, and it was a nice school. I really enjoyed. Like we all know, most African dads, ama Kenyan dads, ama Luya dads. My dad had 2 wives, so there's a span in between that we were never too close, because of course, you know, you must take care of both wives. So by the time he moved and started living with the second wife, who is my other mom, it was so complicated because I didn't understand what's happening. No one explained it to me. It was just for me to grow up and know what is happening. And during that time, he was never around because as we were living in Chads, he relocated to Nairobi, so he was living in Nairobi. So I miss a big chunk of having like a relationship with him and communication with him. But eventually when I came to Nairobi, started living with him after my 4th form, it was really interesting because we had like same interests. I love football, he loves football. He was more of a technician, like a fundi here and there. I love such things. So we had like a very close relationship with him, and he used to say most of the time that that one kid out of all his 8 kids that will follow his steps. So we had a very, very tight relationship. And then I think when he retired and moved to Kakamega, and me, by that time I was living here in Nairobi, we moved apart kidogo, just because at that time I was not working. I was just looking for a way of how to make a living in Nairobi, and him was in Kakamega, and now visiting Kakamega was really hard because at that time you can't even afford fare going there. You can't even afford to have, you know, those days airtime haiko kama sahi and a phone and vitu kama hizo. So there was a gap in between. But eventually in later years before he passed on, we were very, very, very tight. Very, very tight.